How's it going, guys? And welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. So, about the two previous parts, people have been told, I have been told that I'm stuck on Emi's path now. Not really my intention, but it's a blind let's play, so I have to go with what I choose. But when I finish Emi's path, I'm gonna go back to where the options where I can run or take it easy when I'm done. Because I'm like, that's not the girl I'm after. Say it like in a weird way, but I'm gonna finish Emi's path, and when it's done, I'm gonna go back to the part where I can choose the option. Oh well. Emi and I both decided to part ways there, leaving the painted on ground. Rin will find it whenever she comes back anyway. Festival's tomorrow. I'm actually a little excited for it. At the same time, the week's left me feeling pretty tired, so I read a little and then go to bed. I think the sound disappeared. Oh, there you go. Eye catch. Katawa Shoujo. I think I should do this game more often since it's pretty easy to record and edit mostly. I'll see what I decide on my schedules. The next day I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and there is no classes. Not just the Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others. So I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. With no urgent obligation regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit the building, intending to go and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly something like a fort, complete with "No Girls Allowed" sign. And with the girls crossed out with a body crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clicking of the last 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you! Damn, it's early! It's not that early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. I was just gonna ask you what you're gonna do today. Half of school is out there already. Out where? Why? What? What? Is today special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booth outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to twat the snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? Ah, shit, that's the day? Damn it! I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window, socializing. Kenji rubs his temples. Temples? Is that what he called them? These? Nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell, damn. And I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though. So there's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hand. With his hands. Gotta act here. No! I can't do it! They'll leave me alive out there! I know it! That has to be a joke. But he said it with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I wonder. I'm kind of hungry, but I made this deal that I try to take better care of myself. Be healthier, you know. Don't know if I should steer clear of the takoyaki or head straight in. Deal! Deal? Sounds ominous. So what are you getting in return? Nothing, I guess. It's not that kind of a deal. You know Imi, from our year? We kinda agreed to watch each other's back and... Aye! The shrill scream of the expression of object terror in Kenji's face chilled my blood. It's as if I was told a Catholic priest I sold my soul to the devil. Her! You sold her soul to the devil and didn't get anything in return? What the hell's wrong with you, man? Do you know who you're dealing with? She's a public health danger. Do you know how many people she sends to the hospital monthly with her carefully placed flying tackles? She's one of them, a key player in the vast conspiracy that aims to complete submission of everything that is manly. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I trusted in your judgment, man. I thought we were brothers. You have to call it off before it's too late. The festival, too, is just one of their ploys. He fingers his scarf nervously faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire. Then slowly begins to calm down once the panic finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have a perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. It's kind of unsettling, and now I start to feel doubtful. Should I bother going? I got a book I've been meaning to read. Something about an underground postal system that may or may not exist. In short, too, I could have finished it in a day. But would that be a good way to spend my time? Well, yeah, it definitely would be. But I suppose that would probably be a better idea to head outside. See the festival. Try to integrate with all the others out. Bah! Honestly, I should at least make an attempt to keep up with somewhat friendly personality that I've had this past week. Maybe get something to eat. My stomach suggests. It's almost lunchtime. I could at least grab something from one of the stalls outside. I'm soon outside, surrounded by various students and people who may or may not be their parents. Every so often I catch a glimpse of someone who just came up of town for the promise of the festival. They're easy to spot, the ones who can't stop staring, and behind their eyes you can tell they're thinking, now what's wrong with this one? I almost went to yell at them, but at the same time, can I deny that I've been doing the same thing all week? A wave of something like disgust sweeps over me, guilt for my own narrow-mindedness. Oh, that looks good actually. I could use a bowl of that! Yeah, we'll go for that one. Did I mention I've been in Japan before? That was 2 years ago. I'm going to Japan again this December. I pushed the thoughts aside, concentrating on the pangs of hunger that burn my guts like a wildfire. The scent of something fried leads me to the promised land where I can get some lunch. I'm just getting my order when a loud voice interrupts me. Oh, it's Amy. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Having lunch? Breakfast? You mean you just got up? Suddenly sleeping all morning feels like a crime. No, I meant lunch. Honest. She's not buying it. Brunch? That's not a healthy breakfast at all. She snatches my food out of my hand and glares at me. What the hell is this girl doing? Hey, that's my breakfast! What happened to it being your lunch? That's my... whatever, it's my food! Amy places her hands on her hips and begins lecturing me. Did you really forget your dietary plan already? You need to be more conscious of your health, Isao. What about your heart? My heart's fine the way it is, mostly. All I get in response is a roll of the eyes. I doubt that. You wouldn't be here if that was the case, would you? The girl's got a point, of course. I'm not about to concede it. It's not It's not that bad of a heart. Certainly it can handle a little grease now and then again. Yeah, sure, and it handled a little running just fine too. Amy seems unconvinced. Not surprising, as I haven't even managed to convince myself. Maybe, but not if you're sleeping the day away all the time. A devious look suddenly crosses her face. Of course, if you'd been following a routine from the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation. Hey, I've had a pretty eventful week, you know. For example, I almost died, and there was a lot of meeting people. And then I was on the roof for a while, which is no excuse for slacking off, you know. A little near-death experience is no excuse for skipping basics exercise. Like running in the mornings. She nods as if something important had just been decided. So it's settled then. You've seen the error of your ways and you're willing to adhere to my routine, right? I'll see you. I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll be running buddies. You know, you already convinced me yesterday that this was a good idea. You don't need to convince me again. Not that I did a good job of being convinced. She's right about eating healthy, after all. And here I am ordering up something grossly unhealthy. But delicious! There's more important things than deliciousness, aren't there? Like staying alive. If Amy weren't here browbeating me for my poor decision, I'd probably... Hey, wait a second. A sudden question springs to mind. Hey, why the hell do you have taken such an interest in my well-being? Amy shrugs and grins. You're the new guy. I figure you don't have any friends, right? Besides, I caused you trouble all week, right? How are you for not getting angry? Are you for not getting angry? And I told the nurse I would anyway. Huh? Crazy little running girl wants to make me healthy. Well, I suppose there are worse things. Well, that sounds fine. Thanks for your concern. So tomorrow morning then. I figure that ends the conversation, so I turn to leave. Not so fast! I feel a hand on my collar. And in a second I'd be yanked backwards. Hey! No need to be so rough! What do you want now? Amy looks almost wounded by my annoyed question. Though you could use the company. Her eyes narrow. Besides, you were just going to try sneaking some more of that fried crab, weren't you? Well, I wasn't going to, but now that you mention it, it would have been a really good idea. I was not! Another glare. Okay, maybe I was going to get a little. The glare continues. Okay, a lot. Jesus, I mean, I'm a danger to myself and others, aren't I? I get done agreeing that I need to be healthier, and then immediately start considering the next unhealthy habit that comes my way. I knew it! You can't be trusted! Now, I definitely have to stick with you. This whole situation feels silly. I can only imagine that passerby think that sight of me being lectured by a tiny girl half my size. Maybe I should just give up for now. Fine! Do what you like. I might as well make the best of this. What do you want to do? Amy thinks for a minute. Well, I promised Rin I'd stop for her mural. So let's do that. I confess I'm slightly curious as to how her mural turned out myself. So again, I consider there are worse fates. I give a nod of assent and find myself almost dragged bodily through the crowd as Amy races to our destination. By the time we reach the dorms, I can feel my heart pounding. My heart shouldn't be pounding after just that. I take a few deep breaths, willing myself to calm down. I'm one of the most normal-looking people in the school, but I still have to be here. Sometimes I almost wish I'd lost a hand or something. At least then I'd be obvious that I belong. But instead, I don't even look sick. What about Misha? What's her handicap? Apparently she's just hand-signing to Shizune. Were they ever mention what she has? I don't know. Even now, trying to catch my breath, I just look out of shape. Amy looks back and notices my state of distress. You're not going to die on me, are you? Please don't. It'll be all my fault if I do. And I don't want to deal with that kind of guilt. Besides, after the last time, I really don't think I need to see that again, especially because the nurse would totally say it's my fault. Nah, I'm fine. Guess I need to start running after all. And you wanted to keep eating your greasy whatever it was. See? It's a good thing I found you, right? Yes, it was. Maybe. Of course, I don't add that I wouldn't be in this state if she hadn't dragged me across the festival grounds. Further conversation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of Rin. Whatcha? Oh, it's you. Hello, Amy. Hey, Rin. I brought Hisao along because he was going to give himself a heart attack. I was not. My objective goes unnoticed. We stopped by to see how the mural turned out. Rin nods slowly. Well, it's right there. You can see it pretty clearly. I find myself wondering how long Rin's been standing here in front of the mural. Has anyone even stopped by to look at it? Are we the first ones? Obviously, we're not the first to see it, of course. I mean, it's pretty big. You'd be hard-pressed not to see it. At the same time, I don't think anyone actually talked to Rin about it. Anyone but us, that is. I feel compelled to say something. It looks pretty good. I'm still not happy how it turned out. But I guess it'll do. She seems almost resigned to it. Well, Amy, you're in the way. I can't really see what she painted on the mural there. I'm not sure what she expected as a result, but I guess she didn't quite get there. Oh, here we go. We stand in front of the mural, taking it all in. That's okay, I tried my best to concentrate on the composition of that thing. It's actually fairly interesting. Okay, everyone has their taste in art. The colors swoop and blend together, dragging me along with them. There is a dreamlike quality to the whole thing that makes me almost feel sleepy. No. It's just creepy. I don't get this. I try hunting some of the colors Amy and I grabbed for her. Try as I might, I can't see any Prussian blue. Oh well, I'm sure it's there somewhere. I don't get this art. My feet start to hurt, but Rin doesn't seem inclined to move on. Amy speaks up. Hey Rin, have you eaten? Of course, you can't survive otherwise. What about in the past 5 hours? Maybe, but I'm hungry again, so maybe that means I'm wrong. Good! Come get some food with us. Rin nods in assent. Okay, but we should hurry before they notice I'm gone. Somehow I don't think they'd care, whoever they are. As we head back to the food stalls, I cast a longing eye over the fried food. No, I better not. I'm pretty sure Amy wouldn't let me anyway. We find a nice spot in the grass and sit down to eat our purchases. Well, much purchases anyway. Somehow I wound up paying for all the food. Surprisingly, my unfried food is pretty good. Silence falls as Amy and I eat there, and Rin stares at something or other, occasionally eating a bite or two of her food. I finish my meal first and lay back on the grass. Amy glances up from her food. Tired, Hisao? A little, I guess. Well, don't oversleep or anything tomorrow morning. We start our morning runs, remember? Actually, that slipped my mind. I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around the festival with these two has actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm. You'd better be there. I'll get angry if you aren't. God forbid. I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm clock shuts out. That might be a random act of God. Well, don't cause any random acts of God then. A plan forms itself in my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kind of guilty, but I throw it into execution anyway. Damn it! I've earned a little fried food. Anyway, I'm going to start running tomorrow, right? So the actual routines all start then. Not now. Ergo, the dietary portion starts tomorrow too. Ergo, I can have something unhealthy today. A sort of final farewell to all the stuff I used to eat with wild abandon before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had some homework to do, and if I'm going to run in the morning, I should make it an early night. Those narrowed eyes again. You sure you're not going to sneak off and buy some of that fried stuff over there? Nah, I'm too full to bother now. I pat my stomach in emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out already, anyway. How am I supposed to giggle? This is a surprisingly pleasant sound. Under the pang of guilt. She's got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just that trusting? I feel kind of like a monster. All part of my master plan, Hisao. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food, and for keeping us company. And here I thought she was doing me a favor. Rin nods in agreement. I won't say see you tomorrow because that would be predicting the future, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that. You're special, aren't you, Rin? Okay. Bye, you two. I feel oddly glad that I decided to leave my room today. Not a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sure I'm out of Amy's line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stands and buy some cake. At least it's not fried, right? Loophole! That's slightly better than what I was planning to do. I still feel a little bad about lying to Amy, though. She really does seem concerned about my health. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. My book waits for me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks display. Eventually, all the walking around, or more accurately, running around, catch up with me. I really am out of shape. Amy dragging me out of the morning to run might just be a good thing after all. It's something to look forward to. Oh, animation? Oh, look at that. There's an... Oh, Hisao. Oh. Don't try so hard, Hisao. Don't wanna collapse again. Well, I guess this really proves it that I'm stuck on Amy's path. Well, she's not really half your size, more like a head shorter than you. See? If she was like under the shoulder height. Oh, that's where I saw the picture. Act 2. Form. Huh. So I'm told I'm still... Like I said, I'm stuck on Amy's path, so it seems. I'm just gonna continue until it ends and then start over. Just to let you know. My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. The class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Amy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through my promise to Amy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. I've been eating a lot lately. Well, I had a big dinner. I probably ate too much. That's why I've been... The cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if this is some sort of a joke that Amy's playing on me? What? Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy, too. For the very least, I'm sure Aaron and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. Hosoi! Or something like that. I can't pronounce it! You're late! Japanese for late. It would seem that Amy's already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch, we both are early in fact. Damn! You got me there! Amy is sitting on the bleachers, decked out her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that there was a joke or something. Nah, I'd never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it! Nice to know Amy was on my side at least. Amy hops off the bleacher and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but I didn't realize I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count on the one stint at the running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay, though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Amy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you got to hold it for longer than that. I'm trying! It kinda hurts a little. Ha! That's because you're out of shape. You got to get some flexibility in you. Like this. To demonstrate, Amy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Amy. I see. Is this some sort of thing I should strive for? Of course! Flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Amy seems to believe it's true. With Amy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things for me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track, got it? That sounds fine to me. This shouldn't be too hard, right? A hazy memory of running a mile of gym class surfaced in my mind. Yeah, that wasn't that bad. Amy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Hisao? Roger. Okay, this. We're on the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I start to breathe through my mouth. Amy doesn't seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Are you doing okay, Hisao? Never. Better. Oh, really? Maybe I should speed up then, Oh, no. Wouldn't want you to overexert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Amy simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Hisao. We'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such a terrible state, I'll probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I also awash in my own sweat. Gross. Around the curve to start our 4th lap, and Amy looks back at me with a grin. Here we go! She takes off at blinding speed while stubbornly sticking my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already running the second. As I struggle across the back stretch, Amy continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Hisao, you can do it! I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm not about to die here. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Amy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her sweat to turn slightly translucent. Seems she wears black sports bra. I feel vague stab of guilt for being that sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for a first effort, Hisao. Kind of you to say. So, Amy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I got a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay? Sounds great. My legs are on fire, and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly, my heart seems to be taking the strain well. I'm not trying for medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Well, that's a nice advice. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. There's a blur of Amy's sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. What's really interesting thing is the way her face changes. Oh, show image. Oh, there we go. Thumbnail. Return. I can only catch glimpses of her she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I got to the final stretch, Amy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I got to cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Amy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards, ever so slightly so that I can see a small strip of her belly. Oh! I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the corners of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So how do you feel, Hisao? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I said, I realized that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness. Yeah, that's the runner's high. Runner's high? Yeah, is that something to do with adrenaline? Amy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Better than sex, right? What? That's random. I open my mouth to respond shortly after processing what she just said. Huh? Amy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why did I agree to run with you again? Amy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes for a moment as she sees the time. Oh no, we better get a move on, Hisao. Class is in an hour, I need to shower. I should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write a note for me for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Amy points to her prosthetic as if that would explain everything. It's important to check for irritation, you know, from sweat or friction or anything. Normally I only go after practice, but if we were going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day. Wait, so Amy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time. Don't be silly, I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, it'd be silly. It'd be less likely to keep up the routine. It's always hard to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? So you'll be my running partner for the mornings. We both need the exercise, so it'll all work out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Amy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right, I need the exercise. Doctor's orders even. Amy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Lunch, you know, the meal, in the middle of the day. Come have it with us. Where? The roof, you idiot. The rooftop. Rin likes it up there. When? Lunchtime, you idiot! Lunchtime, when else? That was a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt like the need to ask all three for completeness' sake. Amy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Hisao. See ya! And she's off. With that, she takes off like a shot of the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. I hurried back to my room and hopped in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. And that's where I stop it. I'm gonna try to figure out if I should do this more often instead of just Sundays. I'm gonna leave you guys with a high five. BAM!
Oh, please. I'm so thirsty. I owe you, Captain.
How was it? Tasty?
Warm and gross.
It tastes green.
How can you taste the color?